Thursday, everybody. And man, let me cut these things off. Me.
Little kickback. It's okay. We good. I got you.
Hold on 1 second, let me. Okay, cool. Hold on. Boom. What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday, and welcome to Change Your Lives. I am Deonte Burden. We got an awesome show planned for you guys tonight. Tonight, we'll be talking about a subject matter that I think is very prevalent. I know in the African American community, but also in a lot of communities, and that a lot of people have issues with this particular subject matter, and that's healing relationships with your own father. Again, healing relationships with your own father. There are a lot of things I think people, right now I'm 48 years old, and I see a lot of my peers that are my age or older that probably didn't have had limited or no relationship with their father at all. And you see some of those residuals from that still lingering on to them, either by ways that they have, apprehensions, aggressions, anger, different kind of stuff that is unresolved for whatever reason. And what I want to have that discussion tonight, because, and I'll be transparent even with my situation with my father, who me and my daddy, that's my age. I talk to him every other day. But I know, it wasn't the situation where he was around when I was growing up. And I think one of the biggest things with me, I can't say it. I had probably anger towards him when I was younger, but I think as I turned out okay, I don't really have issues. And I want to have that open discussion with everybody tonight in regards to that. Again, tonight's show we're talking about healing relationships with your own father. And I know some people have issues with their mother, but we ain't talking about mom.
Right, we're talking about that.
Okay, so we can get on board with that. But again, tonight's show is healing relationship with your own father. Okay. Right now we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter. Feel free to leave your comments in the chat. Also, you can call in. The call-in number 678-740-9894. Again, the call-in number is 678-740-9894. Again, it's to Change Your Lives. Hosted by your boy Deonte Burden, healing relationships with your own father. Before we get started, we'll say what's up to my awesome producer, DJ Lab.
What's going on, brother? It's Thursday.
Man, the best day of the week,
the
man.
Best day of the week. Hey, it's nice weather outside today, too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, starting to get that real flu weather now.
Yeah. I was out there messing with my pond.
Oh, okay.
Damn filter went out today, but went on Amazon.
You got your. We're not supposed to be shopping on Amazon. We on Amazon strike.
What we Amazon strike for?
Because Amazon got rid of DEI. We on Amazon strike.
Standing this shit.
Yeah. We gotta stop pump faking.
Man, I need my fish ain't finna die by her. It's caught you there.
You need to go to PetSmart.
Huh?
A pet store, Petco, whatever it's called.
Well, I ain't never seen no black folks in there beside the one sweeping. So what the hell I yeah. I'm just saying, like, hell, I didn't think. Yeah, you think they got it?
I'm just saying though. We supposed to be boycotting Amazon. Man, the hell is going on?
Now, yeah, that next day shit can't beat it. I got that. I'm a Prime member.
Okay.
I was talking about the producer, Slick 316. What's up, Reek?
What's up, Reek?
You gotta bring me up to speed, man. I try to be informed and everything like that. I need a list of everybody that were boycotting for DEI.
We need to boycott every. We need not be on social media right now. That's the thing. We need not be on social media right now because they all got rid of DEI.
Guys, we're not going to be talking about that with Lab right now because we're tuning in on the show. So,
but right now we're tuning in the show. But I'm just saying we're going to be for real about it.
Man.
But we need not be talking on these things on social media sites. But today we're going to do it.
We're going to save all this militant shit for Christmas show. Right now we're going to change some lives about you and your dad. All that shit we're going to tell you for Chris and Dewan.
Okay.
We're going to let her leave. Okay. Leave that for that, though, man.
When I say we need to be boycott social media, all the people on Instagram live right here just dropped off. They dropped out because they know they're not supposed to be on here. We're going to do it right.
My man. But nah, man, serious business, man. When you start thinking about how many people you run across, and just be even when I dating, pre-marriage, after marriage and stuff like that, I ran across a lot of females that didn't have a relationship with their father. Met a lot of brothers here and there that didn't really have relationships or limited relationships with their father. And it's like this big cluster mess with certain things. You even hear certain times I would hear people talk sometimes what a man's supposed to do, and this is what a man lead, and a man's supposed to provide. And coming from perspective, my grandfather raised me, which I think he was an old school man. You know, just shit. I mean,
never hugged you, never said love you,
hard,
but you
always, you know.
I had one of them.
And I thought go back to just like ultimate worker, provider, this, that, and I kind of see how the dynamics in my grandmother relationship was. When I go back and I hear people say certain things, you know, especially really in social media, you hear folks talking about what a man's supposed to do this, especially the different groups, the guys saying this and the women saying that. What I always catch me is, what the hell y'all see that at? Because most of the people that say that, they didn't have no relationship with their father. They might have seen a little bit of uncle, might have seen most of them seen who their mama dated.
Right.
But then you wonder where the hell you get that from? Because I just been raised in a house with a husband and wife. They had certain roles and stuff like that. But a lot of stuff wasn't just so damn black and white. Well, hey, the man do this, the woman do that.
Right.
I be sometimes trying to figure out when the hell y'all seen this many men pay all these damn bills, and like they had these jobs to cover all this stuff and everything. They worked together.
Right.
I mean, it was respect here and there, but it wasn't so much what this guy do that. I don't know if y'all seen this shit. Like, but it's amazing when you hear people say certain things in regards to roles. And I think a lot has to do with people's want or their expectation or they thought what a man's supposed to do, what their father's supposed to do. With a lot of that, because a lot of time when you hear that, because you know my that's one of the first things I ask. Where you seen that at?
Right.
I remember that, you know, I sometimes argue with my ex-wife, what man's supposed to do that? What the hell you see that is?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now you're going below the belt. You know, you just need your daddy to do that. You know what I'm saying? Or your uncle, or your grandma, you know what I'm saying?
None of that.
What the hell you seen it at? You know?
I think it's an expectation. It's not a reality thing.
Well, even the expectation is just I think it's more of a damn deep desire, because you expect some things, you know, when you have certain standards that you have that you do or you've experienced, you've seen the standard, right? So those expectations are something that you've already, because you know they're attainable, right? You have some kind of remnants with it. Either you did it, you've seen it, or whatever, right? So you can sit here and say that. But if you've never experienced it or seen it, it's just really a damn desire. Since Redbone said how you was raised, if you was raised in a 2-parent household, you know, well, that's a good point. We know right now 70% of African American children are born out of wedlock. So you know that's kind of a mute point. So I don't necessarily say push the whole point of and I appreciate that. It'd be great to have that happen, but I don't necessarily say it have to be a 2-parent household for stuff to happen. I'm talking about like shit. I ain't even seeing the joke. Right. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be real. It ain't got
Let's pause for the call. Speaking of good parents. Hey mama.
Hey, what's up, mom? What's going on?
Say, hey mom.
What's going on, mom? Yeah, I'm about to talk about your baby dad.
Right.
Appreciate you tuning in, mom. You probably join in. I don't even want to get her started. But you know, like I don't really. I think it's great if you have a 2-parent household and everything's functioning. But in reality, like we know 7% of African American children are born out of wedlock. We on a mute point. Like you know it ain't happening. Right. You know most of them ain't doing it. So why are we? You know what I mean?
But let's make it clear though. Just because they're not married doesn't mean that the father's not in that child's life and not doing a great job at it. You get what I'm saying?
No. I was just only saying that because the comment, you know, was made. Hey, 2-parent household.
All right.
That'd be great, but it's just not really reality now.
Right.
So they say so. To last point, and I absolutely agree. we ain't just limited. That's the only way for somebody to be involved. But being realistically, that's really not what's happening. I will say this, and I'm just being real. I think I've been a very, very involved father. I think, and I don't think what I believe in most of my friends, they're very involved. All I may have been married in a 2-parent household. My close friends are the guys. Been very, very involved fathers. But I've seen a lot of guys like, get to it when they get to it.
Right.
That don't mean they love their kids.
Okay.
And let me say something to you, brother. And this is my opinion. What I've seen, I don't believe, you have a lot of times with guys not necessarily around. See, I don't. It's a gray area when we start getting to it around enough, right? My enough, your enough may be totally different,
right?
But cat know, like, shit, I ain't seen this. I don't know what's going on or whatever. Like, real talk,
right?
Especially when you start, you decide how much exposure you want to have to see, like, damn, I don't know this. I don't know what's going on. I want to deal with this, that, and that,
right?
But I do think majority of fathers love their children. I just think a lot of guys don't want to be bothered with certain stuff.
Right.
They don't, I mean, I think that's the bullshit I do. And when I got my divorce, my kids stayed with me, and we did the joint cuts. They stayed with me majority of the time. Right. But the waking up, cooking breakfast, homework, make sure they did this, that, and that, talking with the teachers and stuff like that. Stuff that if you're gonna be custodial,
right,
it's a lot,
right?
And I think a lot of cats don't want to be bothered with that. Now,
not by themselves though.
No. Well, by they, well, no, that's what I'm talking about. I think this is my personal opinion. I don't think most of the mamas do. I think they just get stuck with it.
Right.
And it's one. This is how I'm gonna look at it. When women have custody, majority of them just stuck with the kid.
Okay.
Like they can say this, that, and that. If they can have it, they probably will have it in a picture where it's a whole lot more shared. Most of the time they get stuck. Cat like, okay, I come see them, once a week, every 2 weeks or whatever. I might come by. We talk. Now they might talk, have a functioning speaking relationship.
Right.
But as far as like the
physical,
cooking, cleaning, and all that stuff, no. They ain't said the guy love their kids. That's how it feels. Most times the women have to do that. And then you got a portion of women, my personal opinion, they just don't want, because they don't like the guy, they just don't want,
deal with the child.
Have limited access with it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But it's a very, very small percentage of, mother like me that, okay, I got it.
Okay.
And I'm not saying my ex-wife is a great mother, but, and everything, but I know that I think it was best for me. And I don't think nobody argued with it.
Right.
For me to have them boys pre-adolescent and teenage age at that point. If they were little kids, might be a little different. But when I got them, they were, older. But at that point, it was best. I felt everybody know that best for them to stay with me. But that's a small percentage of guys like me to say, okay, I'm gonna get them.
Right.
I think majority of the times, the mother just stuck.
Slick said women are the ones left with the kids 95% of the time.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Like, I ain't saying them guys don't love their kids.
Right.
But that pooching stuff, they don't want to do that.
Yeah.
They don't want to do that. Like, and if it is, it's the summer at most, maybe the holidays, weekend, something like that.
But now, not 7 days, not 7, 24, 365.
Teachers, projects,
right.
Got all that, deal with that stuff.
Program.
Oh, hell no. Practice and all that. Especially if it's a practice that they're not involved with. I ain't talking about like the dad coach. I'm talking about if you got to take them to music or tutoring and stuff like that. Hell no. They don't want to do that. That don't mean they don't care, but they just don't want to deal with that. And then you got another small percentage. The mother just don't want, because they don't like the guy.
They don't want him in the lie. They don't want.
And to that point, and we're gonna get into that in a second. To that point, it'd be rough because it's a funky spot where the woman making the hell for you to see your child, and how much you want to go through hell to make it happen. Because it's a lot of guys that have tried, and a lot of women made it difficult. And that's a funny slope. You know, in the days you can see him put certain stuff to, you know, hey, look, she got to do this. We got to do this. But that I haven't seen him say that's easy either, because you can fight, but sometimes you got to be able to afford to fight.
Right.
You know, that can be from a monetary standpoint, a time standpoint, depending what you might got to go through. So yeah, but we're gonna talk about that. But that's my personal take with a lot of stuff. You know, I just think that, you know, and we're talking about healing relationship with your own father. We're gonna dive into that, because what a lot of times people focus on is the story that they see or the story that they heard, not taking into consideration that may be a whole nother situation that you don't know nothing about.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like real talk.
Right.
Real talk, because we can be with our mothers or our whoever outside our daddy, and we see them like, my mama sweet, my this, that, and that. I know mama might got train ran on her. Mama might been messing with cousins. Wow. Mama might be. No. I'm being very serious.
Okay.
You don't, you know, but now you hear that like, what?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, hey, look at them maternity card shows.
Okay. Yeah.
And them guys be like, man, you ain't help my mom. Like,
right.
Listen, Your Honor, she messed with me, my brother, my cousin, and you sitting here in the moment, and the women just sitting there.
Right. Ain't saying no. Hey, disagreeing.
And that ain't the time for your child to find out. But see, as a child, especially a young man, we're protective of our mothers.
Most definitely.
Regardless if she's wrong or not, right? But a lot of times, people don't be ready for the truth. And again, we're talking about healing relationship with your own father. Guys, feel free to leave comments or call in 678-740-9894.
Let's not forget that percentage of men who don't want to be in their child's life at all. There's a percentage of that. I don't know what the percentage would be, but me as being a fatherless child who doesn't know his father, I'm going to say that there is a percentage of that going around.
It's a percentage of that, but I think it's the gray area even with that is, did they care, they couldn't, or whatever, this, that, and that, because they go by what I just said. Sometimes you wonder, did the guy put a fight up, or did they not put a fight up? What be the situation? You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what we're talking about tonight.
Right.
Just like, damn, man, you ain't worry about me. You ain't think about this.
Exactly.
And even when you say, and it's just me speaking right now as a person that I've been, anybody know me, know what kind of dad I am. And I think, you know, just overly involved and whatever, this, that, and that, and everything. And I see a cat, my guy to go down the road,
right?
And in my mind, you know, I'm just like anybody else. I get mad, I get angry. I done been broke. I'm just saying, I have always felt I can't make a bad decision where I will be away from them boys.
Right.
Like I couldn't say a no. I couldn't steal.
Right.
I couldn't cuss, fight. I couldn't argue with my supervisor because I knew I had to pay for daycare. I couldn't do, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I get it, folks. Well, I take care of my family. I do this, that, and that. That bullshit to me. Now, everybody gonna have a different way of looking at it, or whatever. But I can't take care of them if I'm not around them.
That's true.
And I'd be damned if that ain't my mama responsibility, my daddy, grandma, this, that, and that. We can look at it from the perspective. I had to take care of them. I had to do this, that, and that. And I ain't had no other choice. But if you're not around them, you can't do nothing
for them. Period.
You know what I'm saying?
I get it, because I had the same situation. I did the same thing. I mean, I went to college, and my ex-wife paid. She went to college. We did the hard stuff so we wouldn't have to be away from our children. And I had children young. I got married young. I got married at 17, 18. Between them two numbers, I was 17 when I got married. 18, once it came over. But we went to school. We worked. We did everything we could do to make sure that we wasn't away from them children for too long of a period of time, more than just take them to the babysitter to go to work or school. And I'm going to tell you, in my case, I feel like my children made me strive to want better. You get what I'm saying? Because they were my children. And with me not having a father in my life at all, period, not even knowing his name, it made me strive harder for them to make sure they knew who I was as their father. I wanted to make sure they knew who I was. Now, to my detriment, it might have, I might have put up with more stuff than I probably should have. But at the same time, I knew that I wanted to make sure that my children, when they see me or when there's somebody, they know exactly who they talking about. Yeah. They can point them out. They can talk to them. They can tell them about their dad. They grew up, you know what I'm saying? Because they did have a 2-parent household. Yeah. I was married for 25 years. You get what I'm saying? So it wasn't a case of just me having children and going away. I knew that those children made me a better person.
Yeah. I think I believe I am the way I am with my children because my daddy went around, but I'm also hard on my kids because I'm like my granddaddy. So I believe if I didn't have my granddaddy around, it raised me since I was a baby. I probably would have. I could see me overcompensating, but by seeing him, it really made me get a job at 12. I mean, there was really no nonsense.
That's right. Right.
Had me dragging that lawnmower up and down Bankhead, as got cut for grass and all this stuff. Just that helped me out a lot because he didn't waver. Shit, you want it, you better go get it.
Right. And I think all granddads of that period was that, because mine said exactly the same word as yours said. And to me, that's why when I do have a job, it's hard for me to lead a job. You get what I'm saying? Because when your granddad worked a job, back then we had conversations, we had shows about this. They stayed at the Ford plant for 30 years. You know what I'm saying? They never switched jobs and went here and worked. And they stayed right where they was at. They had that same job. Of course, sure, the economy and situation in society is different now, but that instills in you like, man, you just don't get no job and just leave it.
Yeah.
You got to stay here and put time in. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's what I do.
Totally different mentality.
Right.
And that ain't wrong. It's just different.
Right.
That's the thing with it. When we think about, when you understand the importance of healing, again, we're talking about healing relationship with your own father. Why does it matter? A couple things come to mind. That being, unresolved issues can affect other relationships and your personal well-being. What we talked about. Healing can bring closure, forgiveness, or even renewed connection. And even if the relationship isn't perfect, making peace with the past can lead to your own personal growth. Because a lot of times we have a lot of hangups in our lives. Regardless if we want to acknowledge it or not, it's because of past trauma or things that we didn't have, and if I'm fortunate that me and my father have a relationship, but I know like you said, you hadn't met yours and stuff like that. Everybody have it, and getting past certain things, because you can live your life, you can be a functioning great adult, but sometimes we have to find a way to get where that doesn't affect us or linger too much, and that shit can be hard. And I am not, I'm an accountant, ain't no damn psychologist, psychiatrist to be sitting telling somebody to do it. But that's why we're having a show to kind of discuss different ways to kind of assist you with doing it. But it's very tough. And I will say this before we go further. If you are in a situation where you may feel you can do more, try. Control your controllables, like I always say. But a lot of times, just because you may personally feel, he's straight, she's straight. His mama got him, his dad, her grandparents got him, or the sister got him, and everything like that. That's your straight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't, there's no way in the hell that I can determine what my kid want in the head. I can't tell Lab how to feel.
Right.
So me feeling like, okay, he good, he got enough over there. That's just my feeling.
That's your opinion. So
I can somewhat, possibly get some of that guilt off me.
Yeah.
The responsibility in my own mind, accountability out. I left them in a better place. But what they didn't get by me not being present, it don't matter what they had. It's still something that they've been long for their son. Just keep in mind. Now, some of the common challenges in father-son or father-daughter relationship is the emotional distance and a lack of communication. You know what I'm saying? Because you have something. It's funny. I was looking at there's a snippet on TikTok where DMX was talking to his son. That was today. And he was saying he tried the best he could and everything. He was talking. He said, but when we get together, he said, shit, we ain't got no connection.
Right.
Like y'all doing y'all thing, I do mine and stuff like that. And he said he did the best he could. And I can tell that man genuinely loves his children. But I'm going to say this. I got 4 boys and they all got different interests. some shit that they totally interested in. I am not finna sit here and say that I have an interest in, or even try to get an interest in.
Right.
But your connection with your child still your connection. Real talk with it. You know what I'm saying? Though that's the kind of stuff I think what people don't necessarily look at in regards to how you can actually have it. You don't have to. You're not always going to be able to sit with your kid. And y'all had this cool vibe, but you might have one kid. Man, you know how they think. They know how you think. And you got one like, man, I don't know what the hell
y'all talking about.
Yeah. And that's not nothing uncommon. But I'm just saying, you can't just stay away from that or stay away from them because y'all don't automatically connect.
Right. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
It just may be that way. Past disappointments, broken trust, and unresolved trauma. My father said something to me when I was probably about 20. I don't think I was 25. I don't even know if I had kids. And he said something to me. And Pop got his life together, when I was early adult. But he said something to me, and I remember I snapped. He said, "Man, that's the past." And I went, "What?
Right.
That's for me to say that.
Right.
Not you.
Right. That's not for you to believe yourself.
He said me that was the past.
Right.
And a lot of times, if you done stood your kid up, lied, this, that, and that, and again, your child at some point, God willing, is going to become an adult. You can't dictate to them how they should get over their disappointment with you.
Right.
You can't dictate that.
Right.
I remember my dad said that, man, that was in the past. I cussed,
right.
Now I was grown, and I'm not condoning it right, but just like
you can't tell me
you don't tell me that.
Right.
And to be honest, that man totally believed that too. He was just like, nah, this thing.
That's how he resolved it.
Yeah, but that's the thing about it. Like, nah, and I ain't gonna let y'all hook with that either.
Right.
I'm not the type you gotta kiss my tail and all this other kind of stuff, whatever. But no, we cool, but we ain't cool on that.
We ain't finna skip. We ain't finna skip over
that. I forgive you, but I ain't forgot.
Right.
And don't act like it ain't happened.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you have to say that sometimes because parent or not, people can go back to, you need to do this with your kid, you need to do that. Hold on, when the fuck you can't kill Cosby?
When you did it with me. Right.
What the hell you saying that is?
Right.
And you got to be real like that sometimes with your parents, especially older people in your family. They'll give unsolicited advice on what you should be doing with your children, your life, and all this kind of stuff. And I've never, ever done it before.
Right.
And
you definitely have to do it with your parents because your parents will interject. Let me tell you something. My mom, we ain't talking about moms right now, but my mom, when my children were young, would interject stuff into the conversation. I was like, whoa. And I am that person. I'm going to speak up.
Yeah.
Whoa, you wasn't around me like that. What do you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you mean that I got to do it this way? You didn't do it that way. I'm learning as I go, but you can't tell me how to raise my children. You didn't raise me.
You really don't even really want to go there. But when you don't, it's gonna come make it bite you in the tail.
Right. They think it's okay. They can give you more information, more advice. No.
Another thing, when we talk about common challenges with the father-son or the father-daughter, generational and cultural difference in expressing emotions. Again, that's generational and cultural different expressing emotions. My grandfather was a shut the hell up, don't be a punk, don't be a sissy, don't cry, this, that, and that, right? Like now people like, let him be expressive. My child is my
get themselves out.
Yeah. Real men cry. All this other kind of stuff. So you got a whole different shift of everybody wants to see emotions and all this other kind of stuff. And I knew I was just like, you better show. I wish you would. I wish what the hell? I see them. My granddaddy was built, so I see them veins and stuff.
Right.
I wish you mother.
Right.
Damn, I fell. It hurt.
Right. Most definitely. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. My dad is 6'3", 6'4", somewhere in there between 6'3" and 6'5", 300 pounds. And I'm trying to do something. I fell, hurt my leg, skip my knee up. He like, okay, get up. They was no hugging going on.
I ain't know you all right.
No hugging, no kiss the boo boo, no nothing.
Oh, our generation, we're going straight to urgent care.
Right.
Hey, kids screaming the whole time, urgent care. My nail was killing
And we popping our shoulder back in place, going right back to play.
So, just those things, people can say, well, the kids today, the this, that, and that, the kids can't handle stuff and everything. Is it that the kids can't handle stuff or the parents can't handle letting the kids go through stuff?
Right.
You feel me?
It's that one.
That's the thing about it.
I think it's the second.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. A lot of times people will say, well, the youth today, this, that, and that. Folks don't want to see. My folks couldn't afford to get me out of shit.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't afford to help me do stuff.
Right.
They couldn't afford to catch me if I failed.
Right.
So we ain't even talking about it.
Right.
And
if you do it, you got to face those consequences alone.
So as future generations become do better, and they can afford different things. So now we can give our kids this. We can provide them with phones. We can provide them with cars. We can help them with rent. We can help them taking care of themselves or help taking care of their kids. And they say, we like, well, I got to help them. But then we done made this monster.
Right.
I never try to get into what people do. Say, man, you doing that wrong with your kid, or you doing that right, or whatever. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of the stress in our lives wouldn't be there if we made different. If we made different decisions that were very frightening. We talk about it all the time. It's scary to see your child go through shit.
Right.
It's scary to worry about your grandbaby and all the other kind of stuff. Your child gonna do right, so you're gonna take care of that. Like I always tell folks, you don't worry about your grandkid, you get cussed. Oh, well, shut the hell up. I'm just saying we have to. It be us more than our kids.
Right.
If we can get through the pain of the fear that, hey, let them go through something, a lot of stuff we want to deal with.
Right.
It's my personal opinion.
Right.
What we got right here? GSN Polo, shoot me the info for the business grants, bro. ASAP. Hey, go on the YouTube channel. Appreciate you tuning in. Go on the YouTube channel and Mr. Short Dollar and go through the grants playlist. And most of the information will be there. And if you can't find it, just shoot me a DM. Let me know. Sexy Red Bone said straight to the hospital. Let me see if we got anything on TikTok. Again, tonight's show we're talking about healing relationship with your own father. We just went through a couple reasons that cause problems when you do have issues with your father. Anybody got any comments?
No comments.
So with that said, guys, feel free to leave a comment in the chat, and also feel free to call in 678-740-9894. Again, that's 678-740-9894. And some steps to healing a relationship with your own father. You got to, number one, reflect on your own feelings. Be real about what hurt and what you're missing in that relationship, and ask yourself, what do I hope to gain from this relationship? And you got to be honest about your expectations, because some relationships may improve while others may be out of reach from place to place. Let me say this, and it's funny, me and Crystal had this conversation, just with people talking to folks in the dress and stuff. Number one, like we said, you know how you feel, what's bothering you. I want to have that relationship. I want to have this, that, and that. And write it down. But also kind of keep in mind, if you're going to seek a certain thing, understand that what you seek and what may be attainable may be two different things.
Right.
To your point earlier, this man here don't want to be your daddy. It's, when we look at the whole situation of children out of wedlock, one person has 50% responsibility that only one person had 100% decision making on.
I get it.
I didn't want your ass.
Right.
I never wanted your ass.
But let me ask you a question. Does that negate his responsibility? Though?
I just said you got a 50% responsibility.
Okay.
But what it doesn't create is my interest.
Okay.
See, that's the thing about it, Lamb. No. I said I'm 50% responsible for something that another person had 100% decision making on.
Okay.
And no, it never would negate my responsibility.
Okay.
But it never created my interest.
Okay. Okay. I get you.
You understand what I'm saying? And I think that's what a lot of people miss. Like, hey, well, it don't matter. You should want the kid. No, the hell. No, the hell. No, the hell.
I agree with people say, man, when you see that little baby face, you can't just let that baby go like that. You see a little baby face. I don't know who can. I don't know.
I've never been in that situation, lad. But
I never have either. But
yeah, and you know why? You know what is a lot of time. I'm a firm believer in with men in particular. A lot of the interest come in depending on what kind of relationship you have with that woman.
Okay.
Now, if you kicked it with them, you were close with them, you be more inclined.
Mm-hmm.
If it's just something that happened, you not be, a lot of times you don't be so much inclined. That's just my personal opinion.
Okay.
So I think a lot of times with men, their interest in that, because they still just be stuck on that woman. Don't give a damn about that child. But it's just the interest usually that they have, what I've seen, that they, or relationship they have with that woman, they might not necessarily be in love with that woman no more. Or maybe being, trying to get back with her. But because they had some kind of connection, they might be more inclined to have, dealing with that kid. But if it was just, man, we was at the party, ran across her, this, that, and that, or whatever, usually that kind of negates that. Like I said, you making me half responsible does not create an interest. And I don't think people think on that enough. And
that's a deep conversation.
Huh?
That's deep. That's
shit. They got no deep. That common damn sense.
Right.
Like, hey man, look, hey, you gotta understand this is something in my mind. We've talked about this. I do put a lot of stuff on women, because we can say, well, don't blame the women, it's the man too. No, if you know that it's a huge chance that you're gonna be stuck with this baby and this guy's not gonna help you, your ass better think. Especially if you know that you see that he already don't take care of other kids, you see that this guy can't really take care of himself, you see that this guy don't have no ambition. But now he hit it right, he fun,
right?
He cool,
right?
He cute, but you see all the foundational stuff, whatever.
So they got to take precautions in the beginning.
No.
Strap up. Don't do it.
Or go down to the clinic.
Don't do it. Don't do it. I say don't do it.
Well, at the end of the day, we can say don't do it, but people do stuff.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I'm still just going back to the root. I'm going to put more on a woman because at the end of the day, you know that you the one going to get stuck for it. We look at it like this. I done gave this scenario before. I got a son. I love my son.
Right.
I know my son be tripping. Daddy, let go down. Can you co-sign for this car for me?
Right.
I know my son does not pay his bills. I know that. I know my son is not stable.
Right.
But I co-signed for the loan. He said, Dad, I'm going to do right.
Right.
I know he don't because what history has shown me, my son does not do right.
Right.
I co-signed for the loan.
And he don't do right.
I'm stuck with the loan. Huh? That's my stupid ass because I knew better. Right? Not I thought. Like I said, when you make decisions like that, you can't base that I hope this guy's gonna be there.
Right.
I think he's gonna be there. Your ass better know. Right? Yeah.
I just don't think it's that. I don't think it's that simple, Pooch.
Yes, it is.
I don't think it's that simple. I don't think it's that simple as. I just don't think it's that simple. I think we give more responsibility, and I'm gonna give it 70, 30, 60, 40, but that man got to be responsible too. He knows he's not responsible. He knows he don't want no children. So he knows not to go up in that woman naked or to do it at all.
We don't care.
Well, that's not the point though.
Yes, it is.
He's got to be an adult.
Lab, you cannot make logic of the illogical. If you know this dude don't care, I'm just saying, if I know that, if you're a woman and you know this dude don't care, not you hope he gonna do right. You see it. A lot of times things are obvious. Now, do you have cases where like this guy just whatever he flipped out? Absolutely, but they're very, very rare. They're very rare.
Well, let me use my bachelor's in psychology, and I'm gonna tell you, human behavior. People know what they're going to do and what they're not going to do. People know the consequences of their actions. Women, men, bad, good, or indifference. They know the consequences of their actions. So if I'm a man who knows that I don't want any children, I know this. I know I'm not going to be responsible for any children. Why? Because I stay at home with my mama. So I don't even have room in my life for children. There's no way I should be having sex with a woman unprotected.
But I'm not arguing with you about that.
Oh, okay.
But there's no way in the world I'm going to be stuck with the baby either. She is. So the person...
I get what you're saying, but we got to nip this thing in the bud at the beginning.
You can't do that because at the end of the day, you can't that person's not gonna have no responsibility with taking care of the kid. So you want to sit here and fix the guy to say, hey man, you should know better. You should know better. Of course they should. But at the end of the day, listen, a man can walk around here with their underwear showing and all this other kind of stuff. If women didn't find that attractive, he will pull his pants up.
Right.
If a guy, listen what I'm saying to you.
I'm listening.
Listen, if there are certain behaviors, if you just don't do it, if the girls, whatever. When you from, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. This is coming from a father of 4 sons, right? Father of 4 sons. Red says, I have, hold on a second, I'm trying to go through, I want to miss nothing. A father of 4 sons. You know what I always remember? Elementary, you always telling your son, well, brush your hair, brush your teeth. Brush your hair, brush your teeth. Pull your pants up.
Right.
Somewhere in that 8th, 9th grade, some girls say your breath stink, you need to brush your hair.
Right.
Now they brushing their teeth, they're trying to get waves, they're worried about getting haircuts, they look, this, that, and that grooming and all that kind of stuff. Why? Because what? The ladies like.
The ladies noticed it.
You feel me?
Right.
I'm just saying, at somewhere in that 13 to 15 range, okay, now we taking baths. Okay. Now we brushing hair. Okay. Now we brushing teeth. And daddy got to say, man, I'm pressing, I'm caring. Hey, boy, what the hell you doing in the mirror, boy? Hey, because again, the girl. So I say this again. I'm just speaking to myself. Now, I ain't trying to sit here and take that off nobody or no responsibility, but the system is already going to make you financially 50% financially responsible.
I get that.
But what the system don't make you do? Make you be 50% like responsible
physically in their life.
Physically in their life.
Right.
So I say that to say, listen, if you know that, like, I'm being serious.
I know you're being serious, but I'm being 100% serious too. That the man has to take responsibility for his actions.
Yeah, but
if you know you don't want to raise children, don't bring children into this world. It's just that simple.
Lamb. It's that simple, but it don't matter because they're not gonna be stuck with it. You talking to the wrong person. The person that can listen to what I'm saying.
Okay.
The person that make the decision if the baby come here, that's the person that's gonna be the most responsible.
Right. And Slick just said that women gonna be stuck with the baby if the man care or don't care.
What's up, Deonte put lab we was young. Sexy Redbone says, see your kids. I like I say, man, you can make a person 50% financially responsible, but you cannot make them 1% interested. And I'm just saying that's the thing about it. I get what you're saying, Lab, but until ladies start saying, listen, I'm not gonna mess with no dude, because you do got situation with folks. Because you go back, you start talking to your grandparents, if they still around. You hear about a guy might leave his whole damn family and go with another one. So this ain't no new phenomenon.
I'm 54. I've never met my father. So let's just get this straight. It's not that I'm coming from a place of my father was around and he wanted me, and I know that's not the case. I'm coming from a place of we got to give some responsibility to the men for the actions that they put out there. We got to give them some responsibility. We can't negate that. Okay, the woman gonna be stuck with it, so they need to do this. The man knows that he does not want to. Psychologically, he knows this. He knows he's gonna be a terrible father because he's a terrible person.
Yeah. They don't care.
Okay.
See. That's the thing about it. You can't deal. What my granddad used to tell me, boy, don't play in dirt. If you play in dirt, you're gonna get in your eye.
Okay.
He said, boy, he light that pipe up. And you play in dirt, so ain't gonna get in your eye. If you mess with a guy that you see everything. Sometimes you get surprised. And ladies, please don't start that shit. I didn't see it. I don't believe that. Sometimes you get surprised, but most times you see that this person, like I said, their life ain't right. You already most time got already, things where they see with their other children, but it be some story, the baby mama, this, that. Right. You see that.
Okay.
When you choose to do it, and like I said early in the show, I gave that number 1 disclaimer. That don't mean the guy don't love the kids.
Right.
I don't feel like dealing with that shit.
So I've never disagreed with Pookie this much.
No. I'm a firm believer. Women are the most responsible for that. If you sit there and you say, listen, I am not finna procreate with this dude or whatever, this, that, a lot of stuff, bad stuff wouldn't happen.
Right.
I mean, in them situations. When you sit there, this guy is irresponsible. You say, well, the guy should be. The guy don't care. Okay. And you, at that point when you were screwing them, that wasn't interested in yours. Like I say, well, cute, fine, He hit it right. He looked good. All that kind of stuff.
Right,
That's where your interests were.
Right. His father attributes wasn't part of the conversation.
Exactly.
In your head anyway.
Well, you just any kind of responsibility.
Right.
And but when that come up now, he don't want it, or he a sorry daddy. He don't give a damn.
He was sorry at the beginning.
Man, I've seen so many ladies talk about a guy. And them guys be like, you be, your mama be, and they know they doing an ignorant dude. And you try to say it like they don't care. You know who care if a woman say they're not a good father? A good guy. Because they love their kids so much and with money. That even when a guy know he doing right, just hearing that's what cut him. A guy don't give a damn.
Don't care.
I'm love. Man, I don't give a shit.
You're wrong for that though. But yeah, okay, I get it. But I still say, and I get what you're saying. Don't think that we argue because we not. I get what you're saying, but I'm trying to make sure that we understand that when it comes to procreation and sexual deeds, both people are responsible for those deeds.
I didn't say they wasn't. Listen.
And what happens after those deeds?
No, listen. I didn't say they wasn't. And the system makes you financially responsible, but the system cannot make you interested. And I'm going to be real with you, lad. Let's be honest. I ain't going to sit here and say most of them damn women be interested.
Okay.
They just be stuck.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, real talk.
Okay.
You see that by my personal opinion. How the school system, a lot of kids, you got a lot of mamas out here. I ain't going to no damn teacher meeting.
Right.
I ain't going to do all this other kind of stuff. I ain't doing that because they love their kids. Like I said, I've never once said a person don't love their children, but they don't want to get that responsibility
of the child.
We talk about a school,
right?
But when I gotta study, get tutors, training, and all this other kind of stuff, that's my time. Let me see what we got here.
So men get clipped, so his percentage is taken out.
Yeah, but them guys don't care.
Yeah,
them guys skeet masters. They don't care. They like to hey, how many guys went to country you little? They just like that bull in the cow pasture. He just screw all day because you can't have a bull like that for so long. The bull kill itself.
Right.
Bull screw all day long. That bull go all over the pasture. And you gotta grab that bull at some point because that bull be done killed itself. He just jumping on everybody. Just jumping. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey, so that ain't gonna happen.
Okay.
What we got? 6 Red Bone say, seeing kids. Kay said, we leave the women, not the kids. I think I don't know. I say a lot of cats. That be the case. We're doing that, but I don't want to spend too much time talking about the guys. That didn't.
We need to go to healing with your father.
But when we start talking about with the eye, but I just want people to acknowledge that. But then when we start talking about fixing that, you got to open the door for communication. Open the door for communication. So what can we do? We done had some, just some a funny relationship with our father and stuff like that. So now we want to try to go in the right direction. Poochie, give me some ways we can do that. Number one, you start small. Text, call, even have a little casual check-in. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Pop, what's going on? Now, a little bit more than Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday, Happy Father's Day.
Okay.
A little bit more than that.
Okay.
Once a month, hey, what's up, man? What's up, OG? Pop, I just called, check on you, this, that, and that. Text. Be prepared for you not to get a damn loving response.
Right. Or no response.
Yeah, exactly.
Cricket.
I text that mother, this, that, and that. Hey, I'm just saying, that don't mean they don't care, but remember, we got to understand something too. We can have our father that we live with, and they not a texter back. Like, I don't know if it's a damn word, but I'm just saying, yeah, because I might text my mom, what's up, mom? My mama might not respond. She might call me back, hey, I got to text this, that, and that. But y'all know each other. Y'all know how y'all flow of communication. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people will text me. I might not get to it, but I might respond a little quick with my emails. I'm just saying, be mentally prepared because what we got to always remember, when we start talking about our healing is our healing. Our healing doesn't mean it's going to come the way we want it to, right? When we put in actions, we're putting in actions to get ourselves to a certain point. But when you put actions in, don't trip when the response that you want don't necessarily happen. Because the response you want doesn't mean a person doesn't care. People are how they are.
Right.
Everybody don't talk on the phone. Everybody in a hugger.
Mm-hmm.
You might, you sit down with your dad and talk. That don't mean daddy gonna sit there and cry and listen to you. That yes, but that's what you want,
right?
But the man down, he just that just ain't him.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times people don't know that because they don't have that relationship to kind of know.
I get what you're saying.
That makes sense, right? Set realistic expectation. What we talked about, they may not necessarily respond the way you want to respond, and choose the right approach. Some conversation again may need directives, and someone may need patience.
Mm-hmm.
Again, be prepared. Be prepared to hear some shit you like. I can't believe he said so.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he want to talk about my mama and how this, that, and that.
Mm-hmm.
They set him up and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
I'm talking about me and you.
Right.
And you never know, and I'm going to be real. And that's not to justify it. To tell like what we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
You never know how that your father may feel about stuff.
Right.
Your mother and him was in a relationship. She cheated with his best friend.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't got nothing to do with you.
Right. Right.
But his hurt, anger, pain can't get past that.
Can't get over.
I ain't saying it right. But when Chris Rock say, I understand.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you got to be prepared for that.
Let's Talk American Radio says some people struggle because they didn't see positive modeling.
You see positive modeling or any modeling.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing about it. When you start looking at certain things, my grandfather, a lot of stuff I seen, it probably wasn't the best.
Right.
And at the end of the day, but you seen some.
Mm-hmm.
It's a huge difference. When I say, it might be just might be with ladies,
mm-hmm.
maybe just with maybe drinking or this, that, and that. Great man. But sometimes when you ain't seen nothing,
mm-hmm.
you all over the place.
Right.
That's why you hear certain times where people say that, well, men's supposed to do this, men's supposed to do that. And I ain't never seen them. That is the number one thing from when I hear a man and a woman say, well, men's supposed to do this, men's supposed to do that. And they had no example
mm-hmm.
of that their whole life. Hey, damn a daddy. We talking about uncle, granddaddy, OG,
that, right.
whatever, stepdaddy. Where you get that from?
Right.
Like, where did you see that at? And that right there, it amazes me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do believe in my heart, most folks that say that, they didn't have it. You want to know why? Because if you've seen that most of the time, if you've seen it, you will know the dynamic of, how those relationships in that house together, however they did it,
mm-hmm.
went up and down. Pop might be up with money, they down. Mama
right.
might be up. They got to split this. They got to do this, that, and that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, when you see it, not all cases, but if you seen that, you seen that it's most time not that damn black and white.
Right.
Daddy got laid off. Mama had to do this. She had to work overtime.
Mm-hmm.
We had to do this. Man, we had to wait to this. We had to miss this because they couldn't afford to do this. Car went down. You see so much stuff when you seen that,
mm-hmm.
that you see more teamwork
than anything.
Right. That's why when I hear people say, "What the hell you seen that in?"
Right. There's more teamwork.
Yeah.
It was definitely more teamwork. My granddaddy and my grandmama.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, when I hear people say that, I think people, well, a man's supposed to do this. I like, man, shit. I don't know what the hell.
Put Kool-Aid fish.
Yeah. But realistically, when you see folk, like I say, you seen folk, regardless if they was in the house together, most of the time they work together
mm-hmm.
to get somewhere. Now, everyone may not necessarily been some clean work or some, things you like to see. But most of the time, man, you like, hey, man, people done seen the people that are close to them that raise them
mm-hmm.
struggle. And it don't necessarily be financial, it might be time, it might be stress, or whatever this, that, and that.
Mm-hmm.
But usually it's not as clear cut
mm-hmm.
as that, right? So kind of make sure that you kind of choose the right approach with doing these things. One clear thing, and guys, I want you to listen very carefully what I'm about to say. This especially when we start talking again, we're talking about healing with your own father, God. This is one thing I think people got to really understand. Because even when you talk to your dad, sometimes just, you can be with your significant other. You got to express yourself honestly without blame. Listen to what I'm about to say. You got to express yourself honestly without blame. Because people ain't go so quick to be like, you could have did this, you could have did this. And they go back to, well, man, F this, we're going back to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like you setting somebody up, guys.
Mm-hmm.
And, just we're talking. You got to use I statements instead of accusations. You got to use I statements instead of accusations. What do you mean by that? I felt hurt when you did this instead of you never cared. I don't know how the hell you felt, Lamb.
Or you hurt me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know that.
Right.
I can just say, man, I felt bad when that would happen.
Right.
I was alone here. I was this. I was that. When you did not show up there, that messed me up. But not, your ass didn't want to come to none of my stuff. The man might have couldn't. He might couldn't afford to. Might have been indisposed. Once you hear that response, that's, like it or not, like that's a response. But you have when we start talking about trying to have conversation with people, don't you think somebody gonna sit here and let you be that damn human punch bag? Don't do it.
Right.
That's still a man.
Right.
That's still a man. Like they sitting there like, hey, and don't assume that they're gonna hit 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, and now they done say and have some empathy. Shit, man, I look at boy. I ain't really want to talk to your damn ass anyway. So you call me, you text me,
right.
Shit, well, yeah. Right. Yeah, so remember that you got to start them. I want to have a better relationship, with you. You got to understand, you can't just throw out how they feel. Use the I in them statements. If a deep wound exists, consider writing a letter before having a conversation. Okay? Now remember with that letter, don't go too far to rocker with that letter. Because when you see it, because that letter might be like a damn boomerang. I didn't want you. I didn't. So you got to kind of, like I said, remember the I just want to claim because I wanted to do this. I want to feel this way, this, that, and that, and get it out. Just to do that, we have to be very, very careful and understand that everybody don't think like us. Everybody don't care like us. Right. And how we feel about a certain situation is just that, how we feel. And we cannot assume that a person feels the same way we feel or they care how we feel. Right. Always keep that in mind. We got to practice empathy. Try to understand their perspective, even if you don't agree with it. You know what I'm saying? My dad a great guy, but he's straight Hollywood Road. I mean, so, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, he is how he is. That's it. I know that love me, but all this other kind of stuff, nah, man, I'm shit. Man, I'm wasting air. Okay. He ain't trying to get that shit. Man, put your eye, man. Right. Yeah, they, you know what I'm saying? Right. Hey, know this. Yeah, exactly. This you better think about this. You better consider their upbringing, their struggles, generation influence that helped shape them. 48 years old, grew up in the 90s. A lot of our parents on drugs. A lot of our parents on crack. And a lot of them are going to blame crack. Most definitely. They're going to blame crack. Most definitely. And you go into there with, you're going to go in there with, well, you should have got on crack. No. Crack, you are not going to get past crack. I was on crack. And so, whatever the hell they did when they relationship with crack, you are not going to go through that. Yeah. See, we don't talk about that enough, especially if they grew up in the 90s, could be so damn embarrassing. Right. Because daddy did this, mama did this, and all this other kind of stuff. So it caused so much trauma with us. We don't want to deal with that. We don't want to flashback to it. But you are about how terrible it was. You ain't finna get no response. When if your parent was on crack, shit, it ain't no understanding. I was on crack. But I was getting high. They don't say it like that. They don't say it like that. Well, I was into some things. Nah, that was a different time. My dad like, I would get high as Peru. Oh, they'll say, boy, shit, I would get. No, and there is no 6 red bones and big old facts. There's no nothing that can be said to get past that. And so when you start looking at that, they might have went to jail and all this other kind of stuff. Well, I wrote you letters. My mama's checked on you. My dad said, because you like, well, you didn't come to my game. She didn't do this, that, and that. You better think about who the hell you're talking to. Right. Your father can love the hell out you, but your father can be ignorant as hell. Ignorant as hell. And you trying to be all, when I feel this way. Trying to be all psychological. He's going to remind you how ignorant he is. Right. Him being ignorant and him loving you, 2 different things. Right. But don't be saying I think you finna have this person, like you finna have this real Dr. Phil moment. Do you understand me? Yeah. Can you understand their pain? Do you see that? Man, what the hell? Hey, man. Hey, listen. I done seen it too many times. What the fuck are we doing? What the hell is that?
Right.
Saying, kind of keep that in mind, right? Just kind of keep that in mind. Remember, we want to heal. We want to heal. Us want to heal may not necessarily mean it's going to work trying to get them to hurt or feel our pain. We got to fix us.
Right.
Me fixing me, that may have no damn impact. Now, you know, it can make you feel a certain way, like, damn, you know what? It did bother them, it did hurt them, or whatever. And it may kind of like, okay, cool, I understand, but y'all better don't get your ass hyped up.
Thinking it's going to be some different
stuff.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right.
Again, we're talking about, you know, healing relationship with your own father. You got to set boundaries if needed. If the relationship is toxic or harmful, healing doesn't mean, you know, healing doesn't mean forcing closeness. Like, you can't sit here and we gotta have this relationship because they don't want to deal with you because they still mad at your mama. They mad at what your grandparents did. They went to dope or your mama messed with did whatever this that, and you want to talk to them and you feel like, oh, because we speak now, that's gonna, you know, have me have some closure. It's not yet. If it's toxic, you just ain't gonna have it. So you gotta have the boundaries in place. It's okay to protect your mental and emotional well-being because ain't nobody gonna look out for you like you.
Right.
So you got to make sure you protect yourself. And healing can mean finding peace within yourself, even if you don't have any direct reconciliation. You got to understand, guys, I'm being real with you. People gonna be how they are, and just because they don't necessarily your vision of, you know, me and daddy's little girl, you know, me and, you know, father, son, this, that, and that, because you know that's what you want. That may not be how I roll out. That may not be how I roll out. You can have a life where your life is stable and good because you want to bring your father in, and now you got this person mooching on for you. We know that just when Facebook became exploded, I met all these burdens all around the country. I ain't never had so many Negroes ask me for cash out and shit. You know, like, fucking, hey cuz, send me kids, and you don't know, you know, and it was the good thing about it. You know, I know what cuz I didn't want to deal with.
Right.
But you just sit there like, you like, man, it's cool, man. I got family in here. I got family there. It's all good. What's up, cuz? You all hype. But you ain't did nothing. Like, you know, now you got these damn moochers and all this other kind of shit.
You ain't done enough to open the bag of worms.
But you trying to connect with, man.
I don't do no connection.
Some shit you need to leave right there where it is.
Yeah, it's meant for that. It's like that for a reason.
Absolutely.
Let me say this about healing. When you're trying to heal with your father, as a person who doesn't know his father, I never had a situation to where I was wanting him. You know what I'm saying? It was never a situation for me to say, oh, I miss my dad. I can't remember a time like that, but I think the reason was because I did have 5 uncles and a grandfather. They filled the void so well with me not having a father that I didn't miss the father. You get what I'm saying? I knew I had one, but it wasn't the case where I need to know where he at or what he doing. It wasn't like that. And then I had community too, where I had a best friend who had a father come around. When they go places, they take me. When they do stuff, they do me. So I had so many. I had so many things to fill in the gap that it was never a want or a need to know who he was or where he was or why this or why that. I just didn't care. But on the flip side of that, if he did try to find me, I probably would talk to him, but only to let him see how well I did without him. You get what I'm saying? Like if he came to me and said, I need a kidney and you the only match I got, then I'd be like, well, you need to go ahead and make your peace with Jesus. You need to get your affairs in order. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm keeping my kidneys. I'm just gonna be 100% honest. So you get what I'm saying? So
now we done gave hell to these damn daddies that want to help these kids. Y'all hear these kids right here?
I just be 100% honest. If he came to me and said, hey, Lee, you know, I need a kidney. I know I wasn't around. You know, I'm struggling. I need a kidney to survive. And then my nephew's gonna be like, I'm sorry to hear that. You probably won't go and get your affairs in order.
So you pigs now.
And make your peace with Jesus, because I'm gonna die with both mine. I'm just saying, it's just
you know, funny what you say that loud. I think I had a range from when I probably 10 to probably 14, 13, 14, like that. Beginning of high school, and probably that, rec where I really wanted my dad around, mainly because I see some of my partners with their dad around, and my granddad would be around, and he was older.
Right.
And I felt kind of like a little embarrassed, and I seen everybody with they, you know what I'm saying. But when I got about like a teenager, it didn't matter.
Okay.
But I'm just saying that's the only time I'm being honest, because I would see, my granddad. Now, the funny thing about it, my father wasn't around, but his father was. So both of my granddaddies were at everything I had. So we talking about from graduations, football games, everything. Either one or two, or they both rode together.
Right.
So they both was around, right? So I was always with in Atlanta, my father's family was around. But you still go to the country, like with my granddad, my mother's family, whatever. Because I'm a big family on both sides, and I hang with a lot of my cousins. Right. But it's funny. I just remember probably maybe that 10 to 14, like probably like a 4-year period. I wanted my dad around because I seen guys with their daddy, and it was a big age difference. That makes sense.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're
saying.
So
that probably what was with me. But when I got a teenager, but the thing about it, my daddy done told me F you plenty of times. Because he done got old. He be like, man, I hate I went around. And I said, Daddy, it's great. Right. In those streets, I turned out good. I'd have been effed up. He be F you, Poochie. But it's really the truth. Right. Like, I really would have been probably, my dad is a great guy. But, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't a good father. And he wasn't, saying, I don't think he wasn't no bad person. But the shit he was doing, I didn't need to be around it. Because some of the stuff I did see growing up with my dad around and stuff like that, no. I'm lucky, with a lot of stuff. So it worked out great. But I'm just saying, that it was a period. Probably, like I said, but I know it was just more so seeing cats with theirs. But I got like high school, that shit, it didn't matter with granddad, both of them there, and I was cool from that point.
I only say that to say that, a lot of, we have fathers listening that not around their kids. Your kids might not don't need you. They might have something to fill those gaps and those voids that you're not around, that they didn't got so used to that they just probably just don't think about you or need you. And then you have to say yourself, is it even worth opening that wound up again because they're doing so great?
Yeah. That was the thing with me. And that's why you got to kind of be very careful with that and everything. Hold on one second. Let me see. But we talking about, again, healing relationships with your own father. One thing I do want to kind of give some people some advice is when reconciliation is impossible. And this is very key. When reconciliation is impossible, you gotta if your father's absent, unwilling, or they may have passed away, you consider writing that letter to kind of get it off your chest for emotion release. You can seek closure through therapy or some kind of personal reflection. Or you can focus on becoming the kind of father, or person, a parent, mentor that you wish that you would have had or they would have been, right? Healing doesn't always require the other person's participation. Healing does not always require the other person's participation. Think about that. And sometimes it's making peace within yourself, guys. I really want people to understand. We start talking about healing relationship with your father. At the end of the day, we're still trying to make sure we understand the healing got to be with us. My sister said, send her a cash out. Nope.
Let's Talk American Radio says, everyone heals different. No one is alike. Many yearn for their dads.
Yeah, that. Yeah. And I understand that, but what you have is what you have. And at the end of the day, I think it'll cause is in the YouTube messages? The YouTube?
That was YouTube.
The YouTube, okay.
Yeah.
Those kind of things, I think people have to understand that in regards to what a person is you seeking and what's going to be out there. You got to be real with that. Like, you can't make, we talked about that.
Right.
And that was a great spirited discussion. But me and you and Rico are not going to see eye to eye.
Right.
I can't make nobody want to be daddy.
Right.
You can make somebody responsible, but you cannot make nobody interested.
Okay.
And I think people, you saying that they're a deadbeat, they care. If they really are a true deadbeat, that does not count.
Okay.
And the crazy part about it, cats can be uninterested in the child they have with you, but totally interested
in the other
children, or totally interested in a child.
Okay.
Right?
Now you talk.
And listen, ain't shit you can do that can make you really understand that. We cannot make logic out of the illogical.
That's true.
It's gonna hurt, it's gonna bother you, but it will stay so far in your head that it can overcome you if you just can't accept. Look, I can't do nothing. Let that be. You know what I'm saying? So we got to understand that through forgiveness, conversation, self-reflection, we got to take steps to help us being free. And I just hope that has helped everybody here. Six Redbone said that happen all the time. Guys, you can't just let certain things that bother you happen. In life, you can't let it overcome. You can't let it overcome.
Let's Talk American Radio said, please remember, some dads and moms didn't have role models.
Yeah. And that's why, that's why I said that whole point. Remember who where they came from. Remember how they came about. Yeah, real talk. Right. Real talk, because, you got a person that's from a stoic upbringing or just like this, how they, you can't even assume that they're going to, even process. You give them your explanation with that. So you got to just kind of, I ain't saying it's right, but I think a lot of times you just accept, look, I'm wasting out.
Time.
Yeah, just we're doing that, man. But listen, it's been a great show. I appreciate everybody. Love you all for all the love and support. One quick thing, Mr. Short Dollar yesterday hit 80,000 subscribers on YouTube. 80,000. We're gonna hit that Project 100. We're gonna get it soon, but with that said, even with everything on Change Lives, everything on Mr. Short Dollar, I want to tell all you guys, I love you all. Thanks for all the love and support. I appreciate everything, and we're gonna keep grinding. I hope this show helped a lot of you guys. Maybe gone through it, because again, me and Lab been transparent about how we had relationships, what we've had and have not had with our fathers and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we can be great examples of you can get past it. You can get past it and also do extremely well with yourself and your family going forward. Okay, but y'all take care, be safe out there. Love y'all, and I'll talk with you soon.